Good evening traders, welcome back to Unstockable Trading. In this video, I want to talk about my quick outlook on the SP 500, and there are two stocks I want to talk about. First, I want to talk about NVDA, and second, I want to show you my outlook on DGAZ. If you know what that is the inverse bearish ETF for natural gas. And I want to quickly talk about our favorite position, Microsoft. So let's just talk about SPX and what my outlook is on SPX. Disregarding what the future looks like right now, which is up about 15 bucks. So on a technical basis, we attempted 2600-ish, close to 2600. 3 or 4 times, and guess what, we can't get past that. But based on technical, most likely is we are going to reject and come to the downside. Again, disregard what the future is right now. It looks like we might test the 2600 and attempt to break that. I'm gonna say 40% chance to the upside and maybe 60% chance to the downside. There are 4 big companies reporting tomorrow morning, so we just gotta watch on those. I do think this is still a bit a bull trap, because somehow we must have a pullback to the downside to test halfway right here before we go to the upside. Again, this is the box I drew back in November, December. As long as we are outside this box, I am 100% bearish. Okay, so don't panic if we have a long-term put that's like down, I don't know, a lot. We know for sure if we cannot pass this level and we cannot go into this box, I'm gonna say we go down to at least the 2450, my friends. 2450. That is what I have maybe a month out. It is very likely, because think about this. In order to go higher, you must retest the low. And we're up so many days on green. It has to come down to have a healthy pullback before we can go back up. Now, let's take a look at DGAZ and why I want to wait just a little bit to go back in on DGAZ. So for DGAZ, we want to wait for this to bottom out around this area right here, $49, $50 mark-ish, before we enter. Based on the history of natural gas, we know for sure natural gas is going to tank at the end of January to somewhere mid-February, which means that DGAZ is going to spike to the upside to at least 100 bucks per share. So if you're holding DGAZ right now, I wouldn't tell you to average down, but you should hold it and average down around 50 bucks, 52, 55, and then ride it all the way back up to 100 bucks. That's what I think on DGAZ. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Let's try NVDA. NVIDIA, I entered a put position today because it's still respecting my trend line right here. However, it might retest the 50 days moving average, but there's no news or why would it just go back up to the high of 200 or 170 or 185. I don't see it anytime sooner, especially we have the Samsung news from last week. Why would chip stock be bullish right now? It isn't. So right now, I do think it's just a very, like a dead cat bounce. In the long term, we are going to fill the gap at right here, 100 to 110. That's why I'm aiming for the next maybe a month to 2. So when this breaks, I'm going to add more into my position puts. Please get some, maybe a month to a month and a half outs, and just wait it out. Don't panic. That's why I'm looking at NVIDIA. And quick look at Microsoft. For Microsoft, it is still in the chopping zone. I think we're gonna go back to 103.6 or even 104. Then I might, I am gonna get a put to come down. It is still respecting the trend line right here, so most likely I'll come back up to 103, 103.5, or even to the 50 days moving, the 200 days moving average before we have a retest. So I'm getting some puts around this area right here, 103, 1.5, 104. Just remember that. And let's take a look at our E-mini on this SPX. The E-mini is up to 14 bucks, 25.95. If this doesn't break 2600, I'm going to be very bearish tomorrow. You know how we open down and then we close to the gap to the upside? It's gonna be the same thing again by opening up and then close down to the gap. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.